Good afternoon, children. So we are again here now to talk about a new device which you have not done so far is potentiometer. What we have talked about this before is Wheatstone bridge, and then we talked about an application of Wheatstone bridge, that is meter bridge, and on which principle it works, how it works, and how we can determine an unknown resistance using a meter bridge. This is one of the applications which you have to do. And I told you also that from this chapter we'll be doing 5 or 6 experiments. One is by Ohm's law, that is how to determine a specific resistance of a given wire. Then we'll be doing 3 experiments using meter bridge. One is to find out the unknown resistance, and then to verify the law of combination of resistances in series and in parallel. So 4 experiments. Now the 2 of the experiments you will be doing from this device, that is potentiometer. I am reminding you because working of this potentiometer is somewhat similar to meter bridge, but this is entirely a different device. Now what is a potentiometer first? What is the principle of working? And then we'll talk about 2 applications. One of the application we'll do today. When you'll go through it and do it, then we'll do the second application on the next term. So what actually is a potentiometer? See, it is again an arrangement of wires of a given length. Say in laboratory we usually have 4 meter length. Is spread over a wooden surface. See, like this is wooden surface, for example, if we take it as a wooden surface. So on this wooden surface, these metal plates are clamped. And this is 4 meter wire stretched. Say initially from this point, like this. And then this 2 meter, 3 meter, and then 4 meter. Now you can have more than 4 meters also. As we will keep on increasing the length of the wire, the sensitivity of the given device will increase. A scale is also attached. So that we can measure the length of the wire which will be required, or we'll see how it is to be done. So what is a potentiometer? It is a device in which we have got on a wooden frame 4 meter, like laboratory we have got 4 meters wire, we can have more. 4 meters of wire stretched like this. 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, and so on like this. Rather, they are cut pieces of 1 meter wire which are being clamped, stretched like this. Then fixed over these 2 places. Then the next 1 meter is fixed over here, and the next like this. They are pieces. And these pieces are clamped with the metal strips like this. Now the principle is, when a constant current is passed through a wire of uniform area of cross section, then potential drop across the given length of wire is directly proportional to F. I'll again repeat the principle. Principle of working of potentiometer. When a constant current is passing through a wire of uniform area of cross section, then potential drop across any length of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that wire. Now how we have reached at this result? So you know V is equals to IR. I R can be written as rho L upon A. Now what I am saying? Constant current. Uniform area of cross section. Rho is already a constant. Now what remains? L. That means V is equal to a constant into length. What does it mean? V is proportional to L. So this is the principle of working of potentiometer. Now uniform area, will come back to this again. I told you in meter bridge also that when jockey is moved on the wire, when the jockey is moved on the wire, see, there has to be a particular device which is used to touch the wire and find out the null point in the galvanometer. So when that is touched on the wire, that is not to be slided. This is a very important precaution which is to be taken. It is not to be slided. See, wires are very thin. If we slide the jockey on that wire, what will happen? It will start becoming flat at different places depending upon the pressure we are applying for moving that particular device on the wire, and hence the area of cross section will change. And as the area of cross section will change at different places, then this will not hold you. So important application is this, that we will not slide the jockey on the wire. That has to be taken very smoothly on the wire and smoothly touched to get the zero deflection. So this is the principle. One more term, potential gradient. That is the change in potential per unit length. That is the potential gradient. Okay. Now come back to the application. We have talked about how it is, what is the device, what is the working principle, and how you are going to use it in the laboratory also. Now one of the application is to compare the EMF of two cells. To compare the EMF to cells. Now to compare the EMF of cells, we require two cells. Alright. See how we are doing it. See, to flow the current in the given wire, we have attached a battery, a key across this ends of the wire. See, this is the initial point of the wire. This is the final point of the wire, or two extreme ends of the wire are these two. So what we have done, we have attached a battery and a key. If we are using simple cells like Lagrange or Denison, that most of the time we are not using now in the laboratories. We are using battery eliminators, so there to change the voltage becomes easier. Otherwise, we can also have a variable resistance here to change the current in the cell. So battery and a key. Now the two cells whose EMFs are to be compared, say E1 and E2, are connected from one end of the circuit. We can do from any side. The only thing is that then you have to measure the length from that particular side only. So what we have attached, two cells whose EMFs are to be compared like this. Then we have here a two-way key. Because one of the cells will be taken in the circuit at one time. So what we have taken, double-way key. So when E1 is to be in the circuit, we'll put a key here. And when E2 is to be taken in the circuit, we'll put key here. So again and again, we'll not have to connect. So we have taken a two-way key. The other end of the two-way key is connected to the galvanometer, and the galvanometer is then connected to the jockey. Now what is the principle again? We have said V is proportional to L. That means E1 is proportional to L and E2 will also be proportional to the given length. Now which length? We now will put a key over here. Now this circuit will be closed with source E1 in the circuit. We'll move the jockey on the wire. We'll get a zero deflection. This word is important in writing the work. Zero deflection or null point. Okay, so we'll move the jockey on the wire. Let, when the cell E1 is in the circuit, then say the null point is found out at length L1. Now remove this key from here, put it here. Now E2 is in the circuit. Let the null point is now found out at length L2. Dividing the two, what you will get? E1 upon E2 is equals to L1 upon L2. In this way, we can compare the EMF of two cells. This is one of the applications. The second application to determine the internal resistance we'll do on the next term. I'll again repeat the principle. We'll again repeat the construction and working. In the meantime, go through this application as well as the principle of potentiometer. Go through the NCERT book. You can go through the examples as well as the question in the NCERT book. Thank you.